when
I was going to say sorry, it looks like she's eating me. Paused it in a slightly funny way. It looks like she has her mouth open about to consume me. Sorry, I forgot what I was saying. The next video that we're gonna be watching is TM Opera O, the Conqueror of Umamusume. Now, I know absolutely nothing about TM Opera O, but I have seen how absolutely cool the character design is in the game. And I am so excited to learn about the history of this horse. So, let's get into it, baby!
There's a saying in Japanese horse racing pertaining to each of the Triple Crown titles. The Satsuki Sho is won by the fastest horse, the Kika Sho by the strongest, and the Tokyo Yushun by the luckiest.
Whoa!
At the time of writing this script, from 1941 to 2025, only 8 racehorses have achieved the legendary Triple Crown title.
Oh shit, only 8 from then until now? Whoa! Like from all the way in the past until the present day, only 8 have been able to do it? I didn't realize just how rare it was to be able to be a triple crowned horse. I could see why every single horse who has gotten the Triple Crown has gone down in history.
With 5 of those horses being before the year 2000. These 5 racehorses would be Saint Light in 1941, Shinzan in 1964,
Whoa.
Mr. CB in 1983, Simbali Rudolph
Simbali!
in 1984, and Narita Bryan in 1994.
Oh, that is
The
so
Japanese
cool.
Triple Crown consists of 3 races of varying lengths. The Satsuki Sho at 2,000 meters, the Tokyo Yushun at 2,400 meters, and the Kika Sho at 3,000 meters.
Oh, it's 3,000? That is pretty long. That's a big difference between each race.
Differing distance is the first of many hurdles a racehorse will face when
I was going to say sorry, it looks like she's eating me. Paused it in a slightly funny way. It looks like she has her mouth open about to consume me. Sorry, I forgot what I was saying. I'm being nommed right now. Anyway, I didn't realize that there was going to be such a big difference in terms of the length as well. It must be really difficult to be able to train to win all 3 with such a different, length per race as well. No wonder why it's really hard for people to be able to get the Triple Crown.
Testing this Triple Crown title. These 3 races are also home to some of the most fierce competitors of their era,
Whoa.
making winning all 3 competitions a test of pure strength and racing capability. These racehorses can't simply waltz into these races either. Strict regulation were in place to have horses qualify by winning preliminary races. They had to prove themselves before ever setting foot on the turf.
So even ever getting into the races is seen as an honor within itself, because you need to pass so many preliminaries. There we are. You know what I'm trying to say.
Turf. In addition, this title is limited to 3-year-old horses only, meaning there's only one shot to—
I saw 3-year-old horses only. So it's basically you have one shot of trying to get the Triple Crown, or you're never able to get it. If you don't come first in every single race, it sounds like you won't be able to get the Triple Crown, which sounds so incredibly stressful. And within those 3 years, you need to train the horse to be able to do each race length and type, and also pass the preliminaries to be able to get into those end races and win all 3. Now it makes sense as to why there's been only 8 who have the title of Triple Crowned horses.
to even attempt to seize this title. In previous videos, we've covered up-and-coming stars who contend for the Triple Crown title, several examples being Agnes Tachyon, Tokai Teo, Mejiro McQueen, and Mihono Bourbon.
Aww.
Even if a competitor isn't able to seize all of these titles, It's rare for their competition to be so fierce that it redefines a horse racing era.
Wow.
Today, we'll be covering a story that did just that. A racehorse who, alongside Admire Vega and Narita Toprode, will show the audience one of the most fierce competitions to claim the Triple Crown, only to continue on and cement himself in horse racing history. This is the story of TM Opera O, the conqueror of the century's end. TM's racing career is highlighted in
What a badass name for a horse! Also, just TM Opera O is so cool. I am so excited to see how this plays out because some of these horses look so strong, even running against each other. It must be like neck and neck sometimes, even with some of the harder races.
New series of the Umamusume anime. These include TM's debut and first year of racing in Road to the Top, and his dominating career that follows, which is displayed in beginning of a new era. The name of the movie itself pays tribute to the end of TM Opera O's.
The animation is so cool! It looks crazy. Like, it looks better than most sports anime I've seen. You can see the sheer determination on their faces.
Legacy, and the induction of a new era of race horses. Some Umas in the series have very brief racing careers, while others stack tens of hundreds of races under their belt. The one unique thing about TM Opera O's career is the sheer domination that will follow a fierce competition for the Triple Crown title in 1999. Road to the Top would convey a message that strong competition would bring out the absolute best of a racer's capabilities. And that statement holds true for
the conqueror of a century's end. It does sound like it could be a hero or a crazy villain. Although I don't think this horse is going to be a villain. Or at least I'd hope not.
The 1999 Triple Crown series. TM Opera O was born on March 13th,
Look at those legs!
1996.
Holy moly, compared to the last horse that we saw. Bro's legs are so muscly. Holy moly, dude, look!
At the Kineas Ranch in Urakawa, Hokkaido, TM's sire was Opera House, a famous racehorse from Great Britain.
Ooh.
He had earned the title of European champion in 1993 after winning multiple G1 races. Just like Sunday Silence, an American racehorse that would be brought to Japan, Opera House's strong racing capabilities made him a contender to be a breeding stallion, leading to his transfer in 1994. The TM in Opera's name are the initials of Masasugu Takezono, the president and owner of TM Kinen. Takezono would be the one to bring Opera House to Japan and begin the process of turning him into a breeding stud.
That's cool.
Opera is in honor of his sire, Opera House, and the O signifies king in Japanese. This is a common suffix used in Japanese racehorses' names, with another prime example.
Yeah, isn't that Sakura Bakushin O? I've seen O at the end of racehorses' names, but I didn't really know what it meant before. I assumed it was to do with the like parents' names, because usually it is passed on down. Oh, but it means king. That makes so much more sense.
Being Sakura Bakushin O. Despite the impressive
I thought they
display
were
of
related.
dominance TM would show in future races, the start of his career will come with a few roadblocks. TM debuted on August 15, 1998 at the 2-year-old newcomers race where he'd placed second overall, a staggering 6 lengths behind the winner classic stage.
Whoa!
This race would
6 lengths behind? Holy, the horse that won must have been crazy.
Also result in TM having to rest for 3 months due to a leg injury following his debut.
Aww.
Though his first race was on a turf-based track, TM's following 2 races would be on dirt, where he'd suffer a 4th place finish before earning his first victory at the 3-year-old make debut. At this point, it was clear that TM had potential, and so his trainers aimed to condition him to be up to par to participate in the classic races that followed. The participation of TM Opera O in the classics wouldn't have been possible had he been born several years prior. At the time of TM's career in 1999, a major rule change had hit the JRA, all thanks to the legacy of one ashen racehorse, Oguri Cap. This rule change I'll explain shortly, but the gratitude of Oguri's legacy and his impact on TMs are personified in Road to the Top, where TM Opera O expresses her gratitude for Oguri's belief in her racing capabilities. The inclusion of Oguri witnessing Opera O's races are also a tribute in itself, the rule change being implemented a year after Oguri Cap's retirement in 1991. Oguri Cap needs no introduction, and deserves a whole documentary-length video just for his staggering career.
I don't know a lot about Oguri Cap, but that is absolutely insane. Every single one of those is a win. And those are within, like, just over a year. I need to learn more about this horse. What? Holy moly!
Career in the future. However, I'll summarize it briefly to emphasize the impact he left on the racing world. Oguri Cap was denied entry into the classics in 1988 due to his failure to register the previous year. This was a requirement at the time by the JRA. However, due to Oguri's sheer dominance against strong competitors and his sudden boom in popularity, public outcry soon ensued not only by fans, but fellow critics, trainers, and jockeys alike. Petitions were signed, attempts were made, and negotiations set to mend the rules and allow horses who miss the registration date to still be able to show their talent against Japan's best in the classics. Unfortunately, for Oguri Cap, he'd be denied entry to participate, the JRA refusing to mend these rules so suddenly. This didn't stop the public from pushing the matter, and the sheer support of Oguri Cap was so strong that the JRA could not simply sweep this under the rug. The pressure built up to the point where the JRA changed this rule in 1992, allowing racehorses a late registration.
Due to the public outcry and how much Oguri Cap was loved, and how much they wanted to see this horse race, they changed the rules? That's crazy cool!
To the classics, albeit with a highly inflated price. This change would be referred to as the Oguri Cap system following its implementation. Iwamoto, TM Opero's trainer, was insistent to pay this hefty fine to showcase TM's capabilities against strong competitors. By this point, TM Opero had already met the requirements to join the classic races, having achieved a first-place finish at the Mainichi High on March 28, 1999. Takezono, due to TM's potential and Iwamoto's belief, would pay the 2 million yen fee to register.
2 million yen? How much is that? Because I know that is a lot of money. Hold up. Can I? Hold on, I'm looking up 2 million yen to GBP. £10,000. That, when they said a hefty fee, I thought it was going to be 1,000. Not close to 10,000. That's like, what, probably $13,000? Probably more than that. But, holy! Isn't that 200k USD? No, I think it's... From 2 million yen to GBP is 10,000 to USD? That's, yeah, $13,500. That is still a pretty big fine to pay, but I don't know how much it costs to enter horses into these types of races anyway.
TM Opera O into the classics. The original plan was to train TM to compete in the Tokyo Yushun. This would mean missing the Satsuki Sho, which would take place on April 18, 1999. Takezono expressed concern with such a high-level race being so close to TM's Mainichi win. Once more, Oguri Cap's legacy would impact the trajectory of TM's career. Despite Takezono's doubt of TM's capabilities for the Satsuki Sho, Tsutomu Setoguchi, Oguri Cap's trainer, encouraged him to compete. And so, on April 18, 1999, TM Opero would enter the racecourse alongside.
Also, this is so cool, the way that he was draped in this, like, tapestry style thing with all the flowers. That looks so cool!
His jockey, Ryuji Wada. TM would be placed against 2 strong competitors in this race, Narita Toproad and Admire Vega. TM, against all odds and at the disbelief of Iwamoto, would surge to the front of the pack within the final leg of the race, surpassing Vega and Toproad, claiming a win at the Satsuki Sho. This didn't only mark a major victory for TM Opero, but also would be
Oh, that's the winner's sash that you earned in the game. Oh, of course. I didn't put two and two together until you said. Because they look so tiny in the game. Oh no, you're so right. That is so cool.
moment in horse racing history. TM Opera would be the first late registered horse under the Oguri Cap system to seize a victory at the classics.
So it
This
was
also
worth
was a
adding the
historic
rule.
moment due to Ryuji Wada, TM's jockey, being the youngest jockey in history to claim a classic victory.
I was gonna say he does look pretty young. I don't know how old jockeys usually are, but he looks so happy. So Oguri Cap's rule helped TM Opera O win this, because otherwise they wouldn't have been able to enter due to late entry. But the entry fee was definitely worth it.
This victory, however, did come at a cost. TM had been badly beaten by the sheer amount of whipping Wada had given him in the final spurt. Iwamoto, displeased with this level of mistreatment, would scold Wada, resulting in a shift in his riding method with TM Opera.
Yeah, that's not okay. No horse should ever be hurt like that. That's horrible. I wasn't able to see that on the video, but I'm glad that they stopped that because that's what should have been done. I'm very glad that he got told off for that.
This method will rely more on Opero's final leg of the race and seizing victory at the very last moment. As the year progressed, TM Opero wouldn't be able to find his footing in order to claim another win. From the Tokyo Yushun, held on June 6, 1999, to the Arima Kinen, held on December 4, 1999, TM would see second and third place finishes overall. Despite TM's inability to claim the Triple Crown title, his participation in the classics alongside Vega and Top Road would bring in thousands to the racecourse. Vega would seize victory at the Tokyo Yushun, while Top Road claimed the victory at the Kika Sho later on. This will result in these three racehorses being seen as one of the greatest rivalries for the classic titles.
That's so
Clearly
sweet.
displayed in Road to the Top, the rivalry was definitely something that drew in crowds by the thousands. Despite the popularity of TM during 1999, the lack of victories frustrated Takezono, resulting in the demand to remove Ryuji as TM's jockey.
Oh wow.
Several losses were attributed to Ryuji's inability to make critical decisions as the race continued against strong competitors. For example, the defeat in the...
I mean, I feel like she should have been taken away as the jockey for injuring the horse by doing what he did, you know, at that point. But, you know, I'm not like into horse racing, but just that alone does not feel right to me in the slightest. So I'm glad that he was removed for that reason, because,
Kika Sho will be due to Ryuji's inability to properly pursue Narita Top Road
Oh, wow.
and keep a lock on the first place position, resulting in a late surge and a lackluster performance. Iwamoto would stand by his pupil, stating that he'd retire training TM if Ryuji was replaced. Begrudgingly, Takezono will retain Ryuji's position as TM's jockey, ending his classic career in 1999. Though Takezono had doubt of Ryuji's synergy with TM, the following year would prove to shatter all expectations.
Oh, really?
Entering the new year, Ryuji would continue to jockey TM Opero from the beginning of his career all the way into retirement. TM's nickname, the Conqueror of the Century's End, would surface after an undefeated year of racing in the year 2000.
Wow.
Up until this point, it was unheard of for a racehorse
talk about a slight difference from what we saw before.
To win consecutive races at this degree. Each of TM's races were either medium or long distance tracks, having participated in every graded race possible in the year 2000. TM would also display a back-to-back victory in both the autumn and spring Tenno Sho, a feat only accomplished 2 times prior. These previous victories being with Tamamo Cross and Special Week. TM's wins of every possible graded medium and long distance race is still a record undefeated to this day. In addition, TM would set a record with 8 undefeated races in the year 2000, as well as the most G1 victories in a year being 5 in total. One of the most notable races for TM would be his participation in the Japan Cup, resulting in a first place victory. This would mark the 3rd consecutive win of Japanese
This horse had so many races and so many wins as well. Whoa!
racehorses, adding to the victories of El Condor Pasa and Special Week in the past 2 years.
2 lengths to make up, and here comes Fantastic Light. This is for the Emirates table. Michinogo hit the front. TM up low. The Japanese legend runs to Fantastic Light trying to get him. TM up low.
They're so close together.
Champion wins it by a head in a thrilling finish. Fantastic Light may be second from Micho Dodo either way.
TM's exceptional performance would also allow him to set a record for the highest earning racehorse in history,
Really?
taking home a total of 1.8 billion yen.
Excuse me? 1.8 billion. Hold on. 1.8 billion yen to. Okay, 1.8 billion yen to USD. That is. Hold on. There's so many. 12 million? 12 million. 12 million USD. And that is 9 million pounds. What the? I can't even fathom that sheer amount of money. That is insane. Oh, that's the highest earning horse? Well, I mean, the sheer amount of wins is crazy alone, but... Whoa!
This record would stand until 2017, when Kita-san Black would barely surpass it.
Wow!
These victories also showcase a strong bond between TM and Ryuji. Unsurprisingly, the Undefeated year would lead many to see them as one of the most iconic jockey-horse duos in Japan.
Wow.
As beginning of a new era showcases, TM's dominating legacy would allow other strong competitors to be born to challenge his reign. These being Jungle Pocket, Agnes Tachyon, Manhattan Cafe, and an Uma displayed as TM's best.
Manhattan Cafe, look, both of these girls look crazy. I'm not gonna lie.
Agnes Tachyon.
Tachyon looks a little bit insane as a
Manhattan
treat.
Cafe.
Manhattan Cafe just looks so incredibly locked in.
And an Uma displayed as TM's best friend, Meisho
Aww.
Dodo. Entering the year 2001, TM, much like his 1999 racing career, would see a mix of placements overall. Of the 7 total races he participated in during 2001, he'd only placed first in 2, with the lowest placement being his final race at the Arima Kinen.
Aww.
Originally, TM's trainers had planned to set the record for most G1 victories after the Undefeated year in 2000. TM would have 7 total G1 victories in his career, tying the current record. However, Meisho Dodo would upset the chances of breaking this record by defeating TM at the Takarazuka Kinen on June 24, 2001. TM would retire following his race in the 2001 Arima Kinen, ushering in a new era of horse racing. TM's dominating race history will result in him being named Horse of the Year in 2000, and in 2004, he'd be inducted into the JRA Hall of Fame. Unlike the other horses we've covered in past videos, TM Opero didn't see much success as he became a breeding stud in retirement, being from a lineage of European horses.
Oh, the poor guy didn't have any luck in retirement. The poor sweetheart. I can't believe he just got outed like that. Not much luck. Oh, the poor thing.
TM's career
No
was
maidens.
a miracle in itself.
Exactly.
TM's pedigree is suited for horses being raised and raced outside of Japan. And due to this, many of TM's offsprings were unremarkable in performance on Japanese racecourses. Sadly, due to this fact, interest quickly declined over time due to the unsuccessful offspring TM sired. For the remainder of his life, TM enjoyed retirement away from the racecourse.
That's sweet.
He passed away suddenly at the Hakuban Bokujo farm in Hokkaido at the age of 22 years old, after suffering a heart attack. Though his life had ups and downs, TM Opero is still regarded as one of the greatest racehorses of all time in Japan. Even with the inability to seize a Triple Crown, Opero had solidified his capabilities on the racetrack, earning record-breaking amounts and gaining the adoration.
Earning record-breaking amounts shocks me from all the other stories that I heard. Maybe it's just due to the sheer amount of consistent wins throughout that one year.
Of thousands. a racehorse who ushered in a new era, personified as a prideful Uma with a love for racing and a desire to stand atop her competition. This was the story of TM Opera, the
Aww.
conqueror of the century's end.
She is so cool. And the way she looks so awesome in the anime as well. Like, her design, so sick. It's really nice when there's a heartfelt story where the horse doesn't, you know, get injured and is able to just live out a lovely retirement. It makes me really happy. It makes my heart very warm. Thank you for watching this with me. Thank you.